Let me ask you something. When was the last time you let someone else's opinion ruin your day? When did a small distraction pull you away from something truly important? We live in a world designed to grab our attention, but the people who achieve greatness, they master the art of staying unbothered and focused. If you don't know what you stand for, you'll be swayed by anything. Focus isn't just about ignoring distractions. It's about knowing exactly why you're on this path. Ask yourself, what am I working toward? What truly matters? When you define your mission, distractions start to look like background noise. Think about how much time we spend reacting to opinions, reacting to news, reacting to the latest trends on social media. Our minds are constantly being pulled in different directions, and before we know it, we've lost sight of what actually matters. But here's the truth. When you're clear about what you want, the noise stops being so loud. The distractions don't disappear, but they lose their power over you. It's not about shutting out the world, it's about making your internal world so strong that the external noise no longer controls you. The problem most people face isn't a lack of time or even a lack of ability, it's a lack of clarity. They wake up every day with a vague sense of what they should do, but no real commitment to a bigger purpose. And when you don't have a clear direction, everything feels like it deserves your attention. That's why people jump from one task to another, one idea to another, never truly making progress. Clarity is the antidote to distraction. It gives you a reason to say no to the things that don't matter and a reason to stay locked in on what does. Imagine two people walking through a crowded street. One knows exactly where they're going, the other is just wandering. The one with a destination doesn't stop to listen to every street performer, doesn't get distracted by every flashing sign, doesn't let every passing voice pull them off track. They move with purpose. The person who's wandering, they get caught up in everything because they don't have a clear direction. I think that's how most people live their lives, moving from one thing to another, constantly distracted because they don't have a clear goal pulling them forward. Clarity isn't just about knowing what you want, it's about knowing why you want it. A goal without a purpose is weak. When things get tough, when distractions show up, when challenges arise, a weak goal won't hold. But when your purpose is clear, when you deeply understand why you're doing something, you develop an unshakable focus. Distractions will still exist, but they won't tempt you the same way. The moment you feel yourself being pulled away by things that don't matter, ask yourself, is this helping me get closer to my goal, or is this just noise? That one question can change everything. People often assume that successful individuals have some kind of superhuman ability to focus, but the truth is, they simply have more clarity. They know exactly what they're working toward, so they don't waste energy on things that don't align with their vision. That's why high performers aren't consumed by drama, negativity, or unnecessary distractions. They don't have time for it. Not because they're better than anyone else, but because their clarity has made their priorities obvious. The good news? Clarity isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. It starts with asking the right questions. What do I want? Why do I want it? What does success look like for me? The more specific you get, the easier it becomes to separate what matters from what doesn't. And once you have that clarity, focus becomes effortless. It's not about forcing yourself to avoid distractions. It's about making your vision so strong that distractions no longer interest you. At the end of the day, the world will always be noisy. Opinions, trends, notifications, they are not going anywhere. But when you have clarity, you don't need to silence the noise. You simply rise above it. Emotional control is one of the most powerful skills you can develop in life. It determines how you respond to challenges, setbacks, and negativity. It shapes the way you interact with people, handle pressure, and make decisions. Those who master their emotions don't allow small distractions to pull them away from their goals. They don't waste energy on things that don't matter. They stay steady, focused, and in control no matter what happens around them. The truth is, most people live reactively. They allow their emotions to dictate their actions. If someone criticizes them, they lash out. If something doesn't go their way, they let frustration take over. If they feel unmotivated, they stop working. But the most successful people understand one key principle. Emotions are temporary, but actions create results. They don't let fleeting feelings determine their future. The first step to mastering emotional control is awareness. Too often people react impulsively without even realizing it. The key is to pause. When you feel triggered, whether by a comment, a situation, or an internal doubt, take a moment before responding. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Most of the time, the answer will be no. Not everything requires your reaction. Not every battle deserves to be fought. Learning to pick where you invest your emotional energy is a game changer. Another crucial aspect of emotional control is detachment. This doesn't mean being emotionless. It means understanding that emotions are just signals, not instructions. Feeling angry doesn't mean you have to act on that anger. Feeling anxious doesn't mean something is actually wrong. The key is to observe your emotions without letting them control you. This takes practice, but once you develop this skill, you become unshakable. One of the biggest challenges to emotional control is dealing with negative people. Some people thrive on chaos. They want a reaction. They want to pull you into their drama. But when you refuse to engage, you take away their power. The best response to negativity is indifference. If something doesn't serve you, don't give it your attention. The more you practice this, the more unbothered you become. Of course, emotional control isn't just about avoiding negativity. It's also about maintaining focus. When you control your emotions, you stay productive, even when motivation is low. You push forward, even when things aren't perfect. You don't allow frustration, boredom, or doubt to derail you. Instead, you rely on discipline and consistency. A powerful way to strengthen emotional control is through perspective. Ask yourself, will this matter in a week, a year, 5 years? Most of the time, the things we stress over are insignificant in the grand scheme of life. Keeping a long-term perspective allows you to stay calm and collected. Mastering emotional control is a lifelong practice, but every step you take toward it makes you stronger. The less reactive you become, the more powerful you are. When you stop letting small things affect you, you gain control over your energy, your focus, and ultimately your success. The world will always test you, but the way you respond is your choice. Choose power over impulsivity. Choose focus over distraction. Choose growth over reaction. Because the person who controls their emotions controls their future. In a world that constantly demands our attention, the ability to set boundaries is not just a skill, it's a necessity. Boundaries are what separate those who thrive from those who constantly feel drained, overwhelmed, and lost. They define the difference between being busy and being productive, between feeling in control of your life and feeling like you're constantly playing catch-up. When you lack boundaries, you become a servant to everyone else's needs, expectations, and distractions. But when you establish them firmly, you reclaim your time, energy, and focus. The truth is, success isn't just about working hard, it's about working on the right things. Too many people spread themselves too thin, saying yes to everything, feeling obligated to respond to every request, and allowing others to dictate their schedule. The result, they burn out. Their goals get pushed aside. They spend their days reacting instead of progressing. The most successful individuals understand that every yes to something unimportant is a no to something that truly matters. They set clear boundaries to ensure their time and energy are used wisely. One of the most important boundaries to establish is with your time. Time is the most valuable asset you have, yet it's also the easiest to waste. If you don't guard it, people will take it, sometimes intentionally, but often without realizing it. How often have you found yourself in unnecessary meetings, responding to messages that could have waited, or engaging in conversations that drained you instead of energized you? Every minute spent on something that doesn't align with your purpose is a minute lost forever. This is why high achievers are intentional with their time. They schedule deep work hours, limit unnecessary interactions, and prioritize tasks that move them forward. Another critical boundary involves the people around you. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. Some people uplift you, challenge you, and push you toward greatness. Others drain you with negativity, drama, and distractions. It's essential to recognize the difference. This doesn't mean cutting people off without reason, but it does mean setting limits on how much influence certain individuals have over your mindset and focus. You don't owe anyone unlimited access to your time, emotions, or mental space. Protecting your energy is not selfish. It's a requirement for growth. Technology is another area where boundaries are crucial. The digital world is designed to steal your focus. Social media, notifications, emails, all of these things create a sense of urgency that is often artificial. If you're constantly checking your phone, responding to every ping, and allowing technology to dictate your attention, you'll never get into a deep state of focus. The most productive people set boundaries by turning off notifications, scheduling specific times for emails, and controlling their digital consumption rather than letting it control them. They understand that uninterrupted focus is where true progress happens. One of the hardest boundaries to enforce is saying no. Many people struggle with this because they fear disappointing others. They don't want to seem unhelpful or rude. But the reality is, every time you say yes to something that doesn't serve your greater purpose, you are saying no to something that does. Learning to say no with confidence is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. It allows you to focus on what truly matters rather than constantly accommodating other people's demands. Setting boundaries is not about isolation, it's about intentionality. It's about deciding where your energy goes and refusing to let distractions, obligations, or guilt pull you away from your purpose. It's about understanding that your success is determined not just by what you do, but by what you don't allow into your life. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who do everything. They're the ones who focus on the right things and fiercely protect their ability to do so. If you ever feel exhausted, unfulfilled, or constantly distracted, take a step back and examine your boundaries. Where is your time going? Who is influencing your energy? What distractions are you allowing into your life? The moment you start setting firm boundaries, everything changes. You gain clarity, you gain control, and most importantly, you create the space necessary for real success to take root. Success is often viewed as a grand achievement, a major breakthrough, a life-changing moment, or a massive victory. But the truth is, real success is not built on big moments. It is built on small wins. These small wins may seem insignificant on their own, but over time they compound into unstoppable momentum. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who wait for motivation to strike or for the perfect opportunity to come along. They are the ones who understand the power of small, consistent actions that push them forward every single day. The problem many people face is that they set massive goals but fail to recognize the importance of progress. They want to lose weight, but when they don't see immediate results, they give up. They want to build a business, but when the first few attempts don't lead to success, they lose motivation. They want to master a skill, but when it doesn't come naturally, they get frustrated. What they fail to realize is that progress is never instant. It is the result of small efforts repeated over time. Small wins are powerful because they create momentum. When you accomplish even the smallest task, waking up on time, completing a workout, making one phone call, reading one chapter, you send a message to your brain that you are capable. Each small victory builds confidence, and confidence fuels action. The more you win, even in small ways, the more likely you are to keep pushing forward. On the other hand, if you focus only on the big goal and ignore the small steps, you may feel stuck, discouraged, and overwhelmed. One of the greatest advantages of small wins is that they create habits. Every big success story is built on habits, not just motivation. Motivation is unreliable. It fluctuates based on emotions, circumstances, and energy levels. But habits are what keep you moving forward even when you don't feel like it. When you commit to small wins, waking up 10 minutes earlier, writing 1 page a day, making one healthier choice at a time, you establish routines that make success inevitable. Another reason small wins matter is that they shift your mindset. Many people fall into the trap of perfectionism, believing that if they can't make massive progress, it's not worth trying. But this mindset leads to procrastination and inaction. Small wins break that cycle by proving that every effort counts. When you focus on small, achievable goals, you train your mind to see progress rather than failure. This keeps you engaged, motivated, and resilient even when challenges arise. It's also important to celebrate small wins. Too often, people ignore their progress because they are so focused on the end goal, they downplay their achievements, believing that only the final result matters. But acknowledging and appreciating small victories is crucial for long-term success. When you celebrate small wins, you reinforce positive behavior. You create a cycle where success breeds more success. This doesn't mean you need to throw a party every time you accomplish something, but simply taking a moment to recognize your progress can make a huge difference in maintaining motivation. Small wins also help you overcome fear and self-doubt. Many people hesitate to start something new because they fear failure. But small wins provide proof that you are moving in the right direction. They eliminate the fear of starting because they make the journey manageable. Instead of worrying about how far you have to go, you focus on what you can do today. Over time, these small steps build resilience, making you more confident in your ability to handle challenges and setbacks. Ultimately, success is not about taking giant leaps. It is about taking small, consistent steps in the right direction. Every great achievement is the result of a series of small decisions and actions that add up over time. If you ever feel stuck, unmotivated, or overwhelmed, shift your focus to the next small win. Instead of worrying about how far you have to go, just focus on taking the next step. Progress is not about perfection. It is about persistence. And when you learn to embrace and appreciate small wins, success is no longer a question of if, it is only a matter of when. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you achieve in life. It determines how you respond to challenges, how you pursue goals, and how you see yourself in the world. But what many people fail to realize is that mindset is not just an internal force. It is deeply influenced by the environment you surround yourself with. Your surroundings, the people in your life, the information you consume, and even the physical spaces you spend time in all play a major role in shaping your thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. Think about it. If you spend your days around negative, pessimistic people who complain constantly and see problems instead of solutions, their mindset will start to rub off on you. You might begin doubting yourself, feeling discouraged, and seeing obstacles where opportunities should be. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who are ambitious, solution-oriented, and always striving for growth, their energy and mindset will elevate yours. Your environment feeds your thoughts, whether you realize it or not. One of the biggest influences on your mindset is the company you keep. The people you spend time with shape your habits, attitudes, and even your self-perception. If your circle is full of people who encourage you, challenge you, and push you toward greatness, you will naturally rise to a higher level. But if you are surrounded by negativity, criticism, and self-doubt, it becomes much harder to maintain a strong and focused mindset. The saying, "you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with," holds a lot of truth. If you want to change your mindset, start by evaluating who you allow into your life. Your environment also includes the content you consume. Every book you read, podcast you listen to, and piece of media you engage with influences your thoughts. If you constantly absorb negativity, news filled with fear, social media drama, or entertainment that promotes unhealthy habits, your mind will reflect that. But if you intentionally consume content that inspires, educates, and challenges you to grow, your mindset will shift in a positive direction. You must be as selective about what you feed your mind as you are about what you feed your body. Another critical aspect of your environment is your physical space. The organization, cleanliness, and energy of the places where you spend most of your time can directly impact your focus, motivation, and creativity. A cluttered, chaotic environment can lead to mental fog and stress, making it harder to stay disciplined and productive. On the other hand, a clean, well-organized space that reflects your goals and values can help you stay clear-headed and motivated. Simple changes, like keeping your workspace tidy, adding visual reminders of your goals, or designing a space that promotes focus, can have a profound effect on your mindset. Your habits are also shaped by your environment. If unhealthy food is always within reach, you are more likely to eat it. If your phone is always nearby, you are more likely to get distracted. But if you set up your environment to support positive habits, keeping books easily accessible, placing workout gear where you can see it, or limiting distractions, you make success easier. Your willpower is not the issue. Your environment often determines whether you follow through on your intentions or not. The key to creating an environment that supports success is intentionality. You must actively design your surroundings to reinforce the mindset you want to cultivate. This means choosing relationships wisely, consuming uplifting content, organizing your physical space, and eliminating negative influences that drain your energy. Success is not just about what you do, it is also about what you remove from your life. If you ever feel stuck or unmotivated, take a close look at your environment. Ask yourself, is my environment helping me grow, or is it holding me back? The moment you start shaping your surroundings with intention, your mindset will shift. And when your mindset shifts, everything else follows. In a world that thrives on instant gratification, it's easy to get caught up in short-term reactions. We live in a time where everything moves fast. News spreads in seconds, trends change overnight, and people expect immediate results. But the most successful individuals and organizations understand that true achievement is not about reacting to the moment. It's about staying committed to a long-term vision. Those who master this mindset rise above distractions, setbacks, and fleeting emotions, knowing that real success is built over time, not overnight. One of the biggest mistakes people make is allowing short-term emotions to dictate long-term decisions. They get frustrated when they don't see immediate results, discouraged when faced with challenges, and impatient when things don't go as planned. But great achievements require persistence. Every worthwhile goal, whether it's building a career, growing a business, mastering a skill, or improving health, demands consistency and patience. Those who let momentary setbacks derail them never reach their full potential. Meanwhile, those who stay focused on their long-term vision push through difficulties, knowing that temporary discomfort is part of the process. A long-term vision provides clarity and direction. When you know where you're going, distractions lose their power over you. Many people struggle because they lack a clear destination. They jump from one opportunity to another, constantly shifting their focus based on what seems appealing in the moment. But without a strong vision, they remain stuck in a cycle of starting and stopping, never making real progress. The most successful people don't chase every opportunity. They stay committed to their bigger picture. They understand that not every distraction deserves their attention, and not every temporary setback is worth an emotional reaction. Long-term thinkers also understand the power of delayed gratification. They are willing to sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term success. This is a principle that applies to every area of life. Athletes endure grueling training sessions not because they enjoy the pain, but because they are committed to the end goal of winning. Entrepreneurs reinvest profits back into their businesses instead of spending them on luxuries because they are focused on future growth. Investors choose patience over impulsive decisions, knowing that wealth builds over time, not through quick wins. In contrast, those who prioritize immediate comfort often find themselves stuck in mediocrity, never reaching their full potential. Another critical advantage of long-term vision is emotional control. When people operate with a short-term mindset, they are easily swayed by emotions. They react impulsively to criticism, fear, failure, and allow small setbacks to shake their confidence. But those with a long-term perspective stay grounded. They understand that one failure doesn't define their journey, and that every challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow. This ability to stay level-headed in difficult situations gives them an edge, allowing them to make strategic decisions rather than emotional ones. A long-term mindset also builds resilience. Success is never a straight path. It's filled with obstacles, failures, and unexpected challenges. Those who lack a long-term perspective often quit when faced with adversity, but those who stay committed to their vision push through the tough moments, knowing that setbacks are temporary and that persistence always pays off. They see obstacles not as reasons to stop, but as stepping stones to growth. One of the best ways to strengthen long-term thinking is to focus on progress rather than perfection. Many people give up because they don't see immediate results, but every small step forward is a step closer to success. When you measure progress over months and years instead of days and weeks, you realize how much you have actually achieved. This shift in perspective allows you to stay motivated even when results seem slow. In the end, long-term vision is what separates those who achieve extraordinary success from those who remain stuck in cycles of frustration. The ability to resist short-term reactions, focus on the bigger picture, and stay committed despite challenges is a powerful skill that leads to lasting results. If you ever feel impatient or discouraged, remind yourself why you started. The real rewards belong to those who stay the course, adapt when necessary, and never lose sight of where they are going.